From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, May the 4th, 2018. More violent protests today at the Gaza security fence. The IDF said it prevented 2 mass attempts by Palestinians to damage and breach the fence and infiltrate Israel. The army said some 7,000 Palestinians amassed at the fence today, burning tires, throwing rocks at soldiers and explosive devices at the fence, and flying burning kites over it. The IDF said it used riot control measures and live fire when necessary in accordance to the rules of engagement, and once again urged demonstrators to stay away from the fence in what is now the 6th consecutive week of riots. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas today said that he was sorry if people were offended by the comments he made this week in Ramallah, which were condemned by the international community. As we reported to you in his Ramallah speech Monday night, Abbas denied any Jewish connection to Israel and claimed that the Holocaust happened because of Jews' social behavior, like money lending, causing outrage not just from the Jewish world, but from across the world, condemning the remarks as anti-Semitic and unacceptable. Abbas said this was not his intention, saying he has full respect for the Jewish faith as well as other monotheistic faiths. Abbas further said he condemns anti-Semitism and confirms his commitment to the two-state solution to live side by side in peace and security. Israel's Defense Minister Avigdor Lieberman rejected the apology, saying Abbas was a pathetic Holocaust denier and that his apology was not accepted. An Israeli diplomat said he was thrown out of an Uber because he was speaking Hebrew. Itai Milner is Deputy Consul General of Israel to the Midwest. He said that 10 minutes into a ride in Chicago with an Uber, he answered his phone and spoke in Hebrew. And then the driver started yelling at him to get out of the car. He asked if it was because he was speaking Hebrew, and the driver said yes and continued to scream at him. Milner was forced to get out in the middle of the road, later writing that it was one of the worst experiences of his life. Uber has suspended the driver pending an investigation and released a statement saying that Uber does not tolerate any form of discrimination and that as soon as we were made aware of this, we removed the driver's access from the app as we look further into this. 2 Jewish students at Towson University said they were targeted in an anti-Semitic incident this week. The Baltimore Sun reported that the 2 who are members of the historically Jewish Alpha Epsilon Pi fraternity at the school were walking near the campus when 2 other students began shouting expletives and ethnic slurs at them, and one of the Jewish students was punched in the face. Police were called to the scene and were reportedly investigating the incident as a hate crime. University President Kim Schatzel sent an email to the community that Towson University does not tolerate acts of hatred, bias, racism, or discrimination of any kind, and that whoever was responsible for such conduct faces expulsion. The Council on American Islamic Relations Director in Maryland, Zainab Chaudhry, released a statement as well, saying that anti-Semitic attacks, like any other attacks motivated by hatred and bigotry, have no place in a civilized society. Well, the Giro d'Italia kicked off today with a historic big start in Jerusalem this afternoon, the first time the major bike race has ever begun outside of Europe. 176 riders from 22 teams cycled from just outside the Old City through downtown Jerusalem, with some 10,000 spectators watching for the first stage of one of the most prestigious road cycling races in the world. The first stage was won by defending Dutch champion Tom Dumoulin. The second stage tomorrow will have cyclists pedaling 104 miles down the Mediterranean coast from Haifa to Tel Aviv. And then stage 3 is a 143-mile route from Beersheba in the Negev to Israel's southern tip of Eilat. The riders will then head to Italy for the rest of the 21-day race. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave a personal send-off to some of the riders today and spoke of the significance of the race starting in Jerusalem.
This is very exciting. This is the first Giro competition outside Europe, and we're very proud that it's in Israel. It's the first such competition in which an Israeli team is participating. This is in Jerusalem. We welcome here cyclists from around the world, including from the Arab world. This is a great message of peace in Jerusalem, the city of peace. And we think sports are great. That's the way to have competitions. So please cycle as best as you can. Of course, the Israeli team will do outstanding work, but we are very, very proud, very happy to have all of you here. I wish I could join you. Well, you're going to see Israel as you've never seen it before. First of all, you're going to see it from a bike, which is very different. You're also going to see a country that is old and new. Old, we're here in David Citadel, that goes back 3,000 years, and we're pushing into the future. We have thousands of startups. We're in every field that you can imagine. We're now on the field of cycling, and we're very proud. So Israel is old and new, and very excited to have all of you here. What you see on the TV screen, you can see better from here, from a bike or from any other means. Come to Israel.
Israel Cycling Academy is the home team here, and we are feeling the love, and we're getting the energy from Israeli people, and I'm sure we're gonna turn some heads, and our David may slay a few Goliaths. So
for sure.
In good sport. Good sport.
Yalla Academy.
Yalla Academy.
And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, May the 4th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by a concert of Andalus music. At 8, author Harold Kushner speaks at the 92nd Street Y. At 9, it's the film Purple Lawns. At 10, highlights from the Jofa Conference. And at 10:30, it's Musica with Israeli singer Kobi Or. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 5:30, Rabbi Shlomo Riskin looks at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, May the 4th, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.